Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, and today I'm bringing you some more discussion about the EA College Football 25 video game that is just a few weeks away from release at this point, man. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've had any news, really, or any new info and whatnot. And if you've been watching, the breakdowns and thoughts videos that I've been doing on the different things we've gotten so far. A couple of weeks ago, I was definitely expecting another deep dive. I thought they were going to do it every other week and whatnot, but I was definitely wrong. They, had to set college football to the side for a couple of weeks as they were, focused on the Madden stuff, which that's all right, man. I completely understand. But they know at the end of the day, most of us are worried about this college football stuff, man. And now that we're, just a few weeks away, there's still a lot of question marks and a lot of things that we were expecting to see that we haven't seen yet. So we are starting to get some more answers now, as this week is the week that we are going to be seeing some stuff. And at that point, probably a couple other things going forward as we approach the release. So here we got rankings week, man. Now by the time you are seeing this video, you'll probably already have the toughest places to play out, man. So that will be out on Tuesday the 25th. So I'm sure, we'll see tons of teams like, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin, LSU, Bama, of course, Tennessee, Florida State, Oregon. I'm sure I'm missing some. I'm not going to, list them all off, but, just throwing some examples out there of some of those that I expect to be listed in those toughest places to play. It was always fun to look at that back in the day in your dynasties and whatnot, seeing, if you get your team up on that list amongst them other powerhouse schools that, always have them ruckus fans, as we are, going to be set up for what is coming on Wednesday the 26th, which is going to be that Sights and Sounds deep dive. Now, this is what I was expecting for the next deep dive, basically a presentation style where they'll be going over not only the sights and sounds of the stadiums, but also, the full presentation of the game with the commentary involved as well. And, the bands, the fans, the whole 9 yards, man. I'm sure that is going to be tons of fun to watch, and I'm sure that they will highlight tons of those toughest places to play that they give us the day before, and I'm sure they'll, be highlighting those more so in that deep dive than, some of the random ones, but I'm sure they will, show some of the smaller schools as well. Got to show some love to them at some point, because, some of those crowds do get a little ruckus. It's just, a lot different, if it's, 50,000 compared to 100,000. But of course, you can expect me to do, a breakdown of that deep dive once that comes out. So be looking out for that later in the week as well. Basically just, letting you know what is coming this week with that rankings week. And also going to be going over a few things at the end as well with Team Builder and the road to the college football playoff mode. So to continue with the tune of that rankings week, man, we will be getting on Thursday, the 27th, the top offenses and top defenses. So I'm sure this will probably be maybe the top 5 or top 10 or maybe a little more, or maybe we'll get it by conference, like top 3 each conference or something like that, where they'll show, the top rated teams. I'm sure it'll be like, like if you're picking from the Play Now home screen where you see those ratings, 99 overall, 98 offense, 97 defense, whatever it is. I'm sure that'll be what we see on the 27th between the top offenses and defenses. Of course, you'll probably see teams like Ohio State up there, Texas, Georgia, of course. Just throwing a little idea out there. Of course, we'll dive deeper into all of this stuff as it releases throughout the week and whatnot. Kind of just, like I said, laying it out for you, what to expect this week. As it's been a couple weeks, man. I definitely was expecting more stuff by now, but thankfully, looks like we're getting a lot this week, man. So then they'll follow that up on Friday with the overall team power rankings, which I'm sure the power rankings will probably just go by that overall rating, which we'll probably get a good idea of that once we, see those top offenses and defenses the prior day. So yeah, man, definitely expecting a lot of good stuff this week, and I will dive deeper into all of this as it's released throughout the week. Probably expect a couple different videos from me. Probably one after the deep dive. I'll break that down and give my thoughts and whatnot. And then once we have all the ratings and stuff, we'll dive into that over the weekend. But yeah, man, that's, kind of just what to expect this week with rankings week here with EA College Football 25, man. Definitely excited to see this stuff. especially the deep dive, man. Any sort of gameplay style stuff, even if it's just cinematic, whatever the case may be, I'm excited to see it. Of course, remember to follow me on Twitter as well for like initial reactions. I'll always be tweeting out stuff there. Link is in the description to that. Because of course, as this stuff comes out, I'll most likely be at work and not be able to, dive right into a video until, later on in the evenings. But yeah, man, just a couple other things I wanted to mention before we get out of here. First with Team Builder. Still some questions with this, but a lot of good things that we are hearing. It sounds like there's going to be 150 base stadiums that you can choose from when getting your Team Builder school set up, which that's pretty cool, man. And they're fully customizable with, logo placements on the fields, stands, different types of stands, the stadium, seats, bleachers, all sorts of different stuff like that, man. So you can really control that capacity. Of course, the settings, backdrops, all that sorts of stuff will be able to be set up. And all this is going to be online, man. It's not going to be like in the game where you set this stuff up. You got to do this online. There's going to be a Team Builder website through EA that you're going to have to do all this, upload logos and all that. It's going to be really cool. I do believe there will be a community tab in the game, though. So that way, once people put stuff out there and make it public if they want. I'm sure you can probably keep some stuff private if you want. I'm not sure how that's really going to work, but either way, there's going to be a community tab where you can go download community files, and you're not going to have to always make the time to make all these teams, whether it's the FCS teams in the game and whatnot for these custom schedules and all that good stuff. So you can download them and stuff like that, or if you want to take the time, just go to the website, make your high school team or something, whatever the case may be. Team Builder's going to be sweet, man. It's going to be like I said, on the website, not in the game, just in case you did not know. And more on logo placement, not just in the stadium as well. On your jerseys, you'll be able to put different stuff, not just your team logo, but like an American flag or different sorts of stuff like that for your team on the different places on your helmet or your jersey, stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. So just a lot more customizable stuff, more freedom than we had in the past. Now, as far as like creating players, it sounds like there's going to be 16,000 head combinations, 70 different hairstyles, and 14 skin complexions when creating players, if you're interested in that. So I'm not sure if that's all the same for when creating your Road to Glory player as well, but I would assume so. That's a lot of different styles, man. So I'm sure you could create lots of different looking types of players out here. So that's pretty cool, fully customizable. Whether it's just the team, the stadium, jerseys, the players themselves. So sounds like lots of customization here. There's just a few quick things generally on Team Builder there. Still not a whole lot more on it, but I don't really think there's a whole lot more to uncover with that, man. So Team Builder, man, just excited to have it. And if you're one of those Madden people out there, you got Team Builder for Madden as well, finally getting Create a Team back, which it's insane that you haven't had that in so many years. We won't even go down that path, man. It's unexplainable, makes no sense, but nice to get Create a Team or a Team Builder version in Madden as well for this upcoming year. And one last thing I wanted to cover before we get out of here, not a whole lot on it, but that Road to the College Football Playoff mode, which I speculated in the past to be like a ranked play sort of system, which it's sounding like that's basically what it's going to be. You'll pick a team and go into seasons mode and whatnot, and you'll play online games against other teams or other actual players that choose different teams. And based on what team you choose, like if you choose a lower rated team, you'll actually get more points based on what teams you beat. So for example, let's say if you play as UL Monroe, you're going to get like a huge boost in points if you're able to keep it close playing against a team like Oregon as UL Monroe. You know what I'm saying? Whereas on the other side, if you play as Oregon and you lose to someone using UL Monroe, you're probably going to go way down in rank where they will get a huge boost in, whatever season you're in. And I'm not sure exactly how the seasons are going to work, if you're going to have to play a certain amount of games or if it's like timed, certain like weeks or each day. I'm sure there'll be a few different types of modes within it, or challenges and whatnot. It's gonna be separate from Ultimate Team. It'll probably be like something that Ultimate Team will have. It's just rather than pulling packs to get different cards and building a team, you'll just actually be using the real teams, which is, I think, pretty cool, man. It's definitely something that I'll be diving into and trying out once we get the game and see what we can do with it. But it's definitely interesting to hear that you'll be getting different types of points and different boosts depending on which school you use, because obviously it's going to be a lot more of a challenge if you're using a team like East Carolina or Virginia or something like that, as opposed to one of the top tier like Ohio States or Alabamas or Georgias like that. So definitely looking forward to the Road to College Football Playoff mode. Like I said, not a whole lot on it, but just some info on that in case you haven't heard. But yeah, man, so that's going to be cool to see, different types of ways that you can go into that mode. I'm sure at first I'll probably try it more with a higher ranked team, just to get the hang of it, and then we'll try some challenges and see what we can do with some lower ranked teams and see what kind of rank we can get and try to level up the best we can do. But yeah, man, that's pretty much going to do it. So yeah, subscribe to stay tuned throughout the week, man, for plenty of breakdowns and thoughts on these deep dives and the other rankings for the teams on the offensive and defensive side, and then overall on Friday. So yeah, man, gonna be breaking it all down throughout the week, man. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Be looking out for all that stuff, and hit that follow button on Twitter, link in the description, for updates over there as well. And hit the like button. I appreciate it a lot. Have a nice day. Peace.